right now. And the reason for that is so that I can post it on YouTube. And then if you missed a session, or if you want to review something, or if you just want to practice with the YouTube videos, there's well over 100 of them. Just put in my name, or Breathing Earth Qigong, and you can have your choice of all these videos, which you have the advantage of being able to stop. If you want to like concentrate on one thing a little more, you can just, stop the whole process and do that. So that's why that is. I turn off the recording before the questions and comments, just to maintain people's privacy. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. And it really is, I think, the solstice, or very near the solstice. I think perhaps yesterday was the solstice. Uh, so there's a lot of light in this room, as you can see, and there's a lot of heat too. We'll practice in the summer. Summer practice is a little different from winter practice. This just a way to sort of loosen up a little bit, let go. Just drop into this space of the body. And many of us live to the rhythm of our thinking. We're very, in this society, very focused on our thinking, our thoughts, our plans, and so on. And here we're going to become a little more aware of the other rhythms that are here. The rhythm of the breath, about more or less about 12 breaths a minute. The rhythm of the heart is more or less about 60 beats a minute. And the rhythm of the lymph flowing through the body. Rhythm of the seasons as they move, so we move with them. The rhythms of our stages of life. So sometimes people who are young will do Qigong a little differently than people who are older. We're just tuning into those rhythms. And just see how your body wants to do this. But right now I'm bouncing with my knees a little bit, and turning the hips. Now you may want to do this slowly. That's what you need right now. You need to really just sort of slow down. You may want to do this more vigorously, faster and deeper. Maybe you need to kind of wake up a little. Maybe you're feeling a little groggy or something. So it's not to imitate the teacher. It's just to tune into, just feel. What does it feel right for you to do? You can do this very vigorously if you want to. If you really want to wake yourself up, your heart rate will go up, your breathing rate will go up, you'll be activating the big muscles in your thighs. You can do this, try it. And you can do this much more subtly, much more gently. And this is just about noticing the effect of your movements on your mood and on your body, how it feels. So however you're doing this movement. This is called the Tai Chi twist. However you're doing this, let's go ahead now and just slow it down a little. Let it reduce, keep reducing until we drop into, excuse me, till we drop into a state of stillness. Now the body is not moving anymore externally, and so let's bring our attention to movements within the body. The biggest movement going on is the breath. It's just sensing the breath. There's two ways that we sense the breath. One is we feel the body move. And the other is we feel the air touching our skin, like in our nose and our throat. Breathing is an experience of feeling. Okay, very good. Now let's mix our intention with the noticing the breath, and let's make the out breath, let's just try this, make the out breath a little longer. And there's a little space at the end of the out breath. Let's just rest in that space for a few seconds. Before the next in breath comes in by itself. Let the belly be very soft. Very good. Now that's moving in stillness. And now let's harmonize with the breath. So dipping the knees. So with the in breath, I'm going to raise the hands. In breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. The hands are moving between the belly and the heart. You can sit down, but that is bend the knees. With the out breath, stand up. With the in breath, one little tiny movement you can try. At the top of the in breath, let the corners of the mouth go up just a bit. Then relax. Okay, let's increase this movement. Very good. And your breath is deepening and slowing down. And your breath is determining the rate that you do this movement. Okay, let's pause at the top of the next in breath. Just hold this posture for a moment. Breathe normally. And now, next in-breath. If you like, you can count in your mind, count to 4, and then go back. So in-breath is 1. 2. Okay, let's pause again. Okay, and now, so in-breath, out-breath. Okay, very good. And now side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more pair. Very good. Let's have the right hand on top as if there's a string connecting the palms. The right hand is opposite the heart. The left hand is below the navel. And now we're going to go into cloud hands. So we're going to go to the exercise we first started with, the twist. So we're going to turn the direction of the upper hand. So turning to the right, switch the hands. Now turning to the left, switch the hands. Turning to the right, shift the weight. Open your stance if you want to. Just float in this movement as if you're doing this in a warm turquoise sea. It's luminous, beautiful, and supports your every movement. You're doing this to the rhythm of your breathing. The breath is driving the movement. The mind is not, it's not active. And you might notice sensations in the hands. This is wave hands through clouds. So it says as if your whole body, your whole consciousness is surrounded by this sort of cloud-like mist, and you're moving gently through this cloud. And again, you can let this expand if you want to. You can do this big if you feel like it. We're inhabiting the space around the body. We're turning the hips. So we're describing the space not only in front and to the right and left, but also behind, all the way around, as if this cloud surrounds the body all around. Allow the move to get big if you want to, or you can keep it more concentrated. You can do this aerobically, so you bend the knees, you're sitting down, you're using the thighs, getting a workout of your legs. Or you can do it more upright. Okay, now let's slowly reduce the movements. Return to the embracing the heart position. Just notice. Notice sensations in the hands. Notice the breath. And if you can, maybe you can feel your heart beating or your pulses moving. There's always movement and there's always stillness. Okay, let's drop one hand so the palms face the heart and the belly. And then with an out breath, we return to standing posture. So in this posture, the palms are facing each other. There's a little bit of a softness in the elbow. Knees are soft, belly is soft. Okay, very good. All right, let's go ahead and go into tree and spring and backwash. So with the backwash, we're going to bring our attention to the crown of our head. And with an exhale breath, let your chin tuck down. And we're going to move our attention down the spine. We're going to let the head and the arms just pull the spine open, open, open. Each vertebrae opening up till we get bending the knees. We get to a kind of a comfortable position with the spine very, very open. Just take a couple deep breaths and just enjoy the feeling of the spine being open. Check that you're not tipped forward on your feet. The weight, the pressure on your feet should be even front to back. Okay, and now let's come up. And now we're moving our attention up the spine, from the base of the spine. We're moving it up, 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 slowly as we can straighten up. And then just as we're going to raise the head, then the hands begin. So we're pointing the fingers toward the center line of the body. Our mind is in the center of the body where the fingers are pointing. And then up, 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 and out and around. One. Point to the earth. point to the body. In breath. Breathe normally. Out breath down. Breathe normally. This is tree in spring. The body's the tree. We're pointing to where the sap, the life energy of the earth comes up and expresses itself out through the branches. So that's 3 of those. Very good. Come back to standing. Repeat the backwash. Okay, you can turn side to side a little, stretch your side muscles if you want to. Touch the floor if you can. Okay, and now it's coming up. In breath. Okay, our attention is where the fingers are pointing. Out breath. Sit down. And the mind follows the pointing of the fingers. The eyes follow the pointing of the fingers. 2. Smile a little bit. 3. Very good. Touch into standing. Now repeat for the last time. Backwash. And let's come up, and we're going to focus our attention where the fingers are pointing. So our attention is moving up, right up inside the body. Our attention goes right out the crown of the head, and then our attention shoots up into the universe and out all around, connecting with all that is. Okay, this is what's described in cloud hands. Okay, and then tension down in the earth. Bring the attention straight up the body. In breath. This is very recommended to do this with a tree. The tree is already practicing. Very good. Okay. Good. Now in this standing position, we're engaging our mind, our intention. So using our eyes for the next out breath, let's look down. We're looking down inside the body and all down into the center of the earth. And we're imagining that there's a laser beam of light or a column of light from the center of the earth straight up right through the body or enclosing the body all the way up out the top of the head and up into the universe. And this is our vertical axis. This is our posture, our standing posture. So now just standing and breathing, just using the eyes. Your eyes can be closed or slightly open. So with the in-breath, we're going to move the eyes up. The eyes are turned backwards, so they're looking in the body. In-breath, eyes go up. Way, way out the top. Out breath, eyes go down. inside, front of the body. So we're moving our attention from way down, straight up through the body, out the top of the head, connecting the earth and the cosmos, and back down. Now let's do this a little more slowly. So rather than moving all the way from the bottom to the top with an in-breath, just so breathe naturally and move the attention up a little more slowly. So when you get way up to the top, extend out as far as you can. And then you'll start moving the attention back down in the body. So this column of light is this represents the, or actually is, consciousness. And by using our intention, we can place our consciousness wherever we want to. So we can be very into the earth, which is our senses. We can move our attention anywhere in the body, feeling as we go all the way up. We can extend our attention way out into the vastness of space, and we can extend our attention out in all directions, connecting with all that is. This is the range that, as human beings, that we have. Okay, so that's the vertical axis. That's the structure, the standing part. Okay, very good. So that's always there. Whether we're sitting, standing, lying down, there's always this vertical orientation to the body that we have. Okay. Now, in addition to that, the body is, and this being, this human, is seems separate, but at the same time is connected to everything else. So there's a kind of a porousness to the breath. So now let's just do this simple what we started with. So sinking down. So in breath, out breath. Now, in addition to breathing through the nose, we're breathing in through the pores of the skin. We're breathing in from all directions. And you can visualize this as breathing in light or energy or whatever, luminosity. So we're breathing in, filling the body. We're breathing out in all directions. So the body kind of loses, in a sense, it sort of loses its definition into this cloud that's around the body, which is consciousness. So in the Taoist teachings, everything is conscious. The whole world is conscious. All beings are conscious. In fact, consciousness is basic to form. So consciousness gives birth to form. And so this form of the body comes from consciousness and sort of fades in and out of it, in a sense. So we're moving in harmony with the breath. And the Taoist teaching is we're moving in harmony with the reality that there's no separation between form and boundlessness. So we're sort of one with, connected with the breath. We're sort of one with all of this. Okay, and at the same time that we're very diffuse like this, we also have this being, this vertical, strong, upright being that's connected to the earth, connected to the ancestors, and connected to consciousness at the same time that we have this sort of this field. Okay, let's reduce the movements. And back to embracing the heart. Okay, then let's go to the cloud hands position again. Now, this time, we're going to do diagonal flying. So we're going to wind up in the direction of the upper hand. So we're going to turn toward the upper hand, the direction the upper hand is, and sink down. And then as we come out, we're going to send both hands out. Okay, and then we're going to come back. Now the hand that was up now is on top. So we're going to wind up, and then we're going to release. Okay, now the other hand's on top. We'll wind up, release. So this is a very intentional movement of sending out our awareness, our consciousness, in the direction of the hands. It's very intentional, diagonal flying. You can do this with quite a bit of vigor. So you want to sit down and then whoom. Because all of this vertical axis and this field of energy, it creates a lot of power. So we're being very intentional about what we're doing with it. And this movement is very empowering. This is from Tai Chi. It's a martial arts movement. It's a strike and a block. The hand going up, that's a strike, and the hand going back is a block. And we're throwing that hand out with the hips. And we can shoot the breath out a little if you want to. Throwing that out. We're not using the arm and shoulder. We're using the hips. We're uncoiling that, the thigh. So we need this intentionality to be effective in the world. We know that we're connected to the ancestors. We know that we're one with all that is. And we also know that we can act intentionally in the world, that we have personal power, and we're going to express it. And that's what this move is. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Okay, very good. And then we just return to cloud hands position. And let's just sense for a moment the connection between the palms. So with the in-breath, you can sort of move your hands apart a little, out-breath, and just sort of sense that distance. Qi, the life force energy, is felt in the body in different ways. And one way is from heat, through tingling, just a sense of kind of electricity. And so this is happening between the hands and also within the body, because the earth is yin, that's a pole, and the heavens, that's yang. So there's this electricity connecting right through the body, just like through the hands, and letting that flow. That's Qigong. It's enabling the clear flow of the life force energy in the body. So maybe you have a sense of that. Okay, so let's go back to standing. Okay, very good. All right, let's go ahead and bring up our stool or chair, whatever you're going to sit on. So there's Qigong is done standing, moving, sitting, lying down. So just allow your body to align itself and just bring to mind, if you will, that vertical line that goes from the center of the earth straight up through the body, out the crown of the head, up into the universe. Or the body is sitting within this column of light. The teaching is like, it's like bamboo, this long column. And that will naturally sort of align the posture. And you can feel it. We have a tendency to lift the chin, so you maybe want to drop the chin a little bit more. Feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the neck. Let the belly be very relaxed. Really feel the belly moving when you breathe. And dropping the attention down into the lower dantian of the belly, 3 inches below the navel and in the middle of the body. And let's see if we can find the still point at the end of the out breath. Find the point that first moves with the in breath. It'll be deep down in the body. Sort of look down. There's a still point, and suddenly it starts to move with the in breath. Okay. The in breath is expanding the belly forward and left and right, and also back. The whole belly is expanding like a balloon, and that still point is in the middle of it. it's in the middle of that column or that line from the earth to the heavens. The eyes are kind of looking down at it. Okay, good. And let's bring our attentions up now into the heart, the middle of the chest. And again, find that still point. You'll find it at the end of the out breath. And that's the point where the chest begins to move with the in breath. And the lungs are like two big balloons. The whole upper body expands with the in breath and then relaxes with the out breath. And the chest and the belly are moving together. So the whole torso is expanding in all directions with the in breath and then relaxing. Okay, and these two still points are on the vertical laser beam. They're lined up. Okay, and there's another one right in the center of the head that's lined up. Okay, and there's another one at the crown of the head. Okay, and there's another one above the head. These are all lined up like a string of pearls. And down, down straight through the body and down through the perineum, down into the earth. There's another one down in the earth. So all these points, these areas, they're all aligned. And now that they're all aligned, so those are like the little filaments in the bamboo. So we're going to just allow them all to open. And with the next in-breath, just use our imagination. So we're going to breathe down from the heavens. We're going to breathe the light of the stars down through the top of the head. And it goes straight down through all those still points. And then out breath, it continues down and down into the earth. Then we're going to breathe in up from the earth. Gets about up to the heart area. And then exhale out, way up into the heavens. The eyes are following the breath. So you can use one in-breath, goes from the center of the earth all the way up to the universe. Out-breath goes down, or you can do it more slowly at your own pace. And then when you're ready, just let go of the visualization and just feel it. Okay, now breathing the stars. So with the in-breath, we breathe in all the stars through the pores of the skin, lighting up the torso. With the out-breath, we breathe it all out in all directions again. Stars take their places again. So we're just harmonizing the visualization of the light with the breath It doesn't matter if you're breathing in or out, as long as the mind is moving with the breath. So you can keep the visualization as long as you like, or you can just let go and just into the feeling. So the feeling quality of this breathing in through the pores of the skin and so on is tingling. This is the aliveness of this being who's doing this practice. It's the aliveness. Is a quality of luminosity, of vibration, of tingling. You can feel it in the skin. You can feel it inside the body. It's what makes up the space of the mind and the environment. At the same time, we're remaining in an upright posture. The individuality of this being is intact. And the quality of oneness or interbeing is present as well. You can use that quality of aliveness as the object of your meditation if you want to. And just allow the corners of the mouth to rise up a little. This is the smile of awareness. It's a smile of the Buddha. Not the historical man, just the smile of the awakened nature. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. Okay, and then as you're ready, move your hands a little bit, your fingers, move your toes a little bit. And so the body can become stiff, so just go ahead and loosen it up a little if it feels that way. Okay, very good. Now we'll do our our closing sequence. So on the count of 3, we'll clap our hands 1 time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And rub the hands together. We're going to massage the face a little bit. So placing the heels of the hands in the eye sockets. Gently make little circles. Be careful not to touch the eyeballs. Just gently massage the eye sockets. And the temples. Massage the temples, make circles. The upper jaw. And tug on the ears a little bit. Move your fingernails through your scalp if you want to. Or massage the forehead. Whatever you want to do, whatever feels right. And just relaxing the face. Okay. Very good. And then just sort of brush down the body a little. It's good to sort of shake your hands like as if you're getting out of the shower, something just letting go. Any tension in the body. Okay, and then make loose fists, and we're going to tap the kidneys a number of times. And then use the backs of your hands, massage the kidneys a little. Well, thank you so much for joining the group. Thank you for your practice. You're practicing for yourself, and you're practicing for your family and your friends. You're practicing for all beings. And now if you would like to exit the Zoom, feel free to do so. Go with blessings. And if you'd like to stay for a little while for questions and comments, we'll do that next. Okay. How did that go? Any questions, any comments, any stories? And we'll ask Todd to give us our bird report at some point too.
Well, it felt great. And I have a question because I can relax my belly very well sitting, but I find it really hard to relax my belly to the same degree when standing.
Hmm.
There always seems to want to be some tension there just in keeping me upright. Either that or I can just kind of breathe from like up here and it doesn't feel like I'm really using the belly to breathe at the same time. I'm
Hmm.
kind of playing with it and seeing what's what, but I just wondered if you had any insight there.
Well, maybe if you're lying down, like if you're like me and you're up awake in the middle of the night for 2 hours and you're laying or whatever, if you're laying down, just feel your belly as you're breathing. Just you can put your hands on it or not, but just feel it, and that's when it's really relaxed. And if we really sort of learn that feeling, then we can bring that relaxed quality back in different situations. And, you know, it's one thing to do these practices when it's peaceful and quiet and beautiful and all that. It's another thing to be able to do these practices under stress. Um, and so that's how the practice deepens. Is it's, you know, we're in a stressful situation, and suddenly we remember, oh, the breath, the belly relaxes, and then we reset. And so it's natural, I think, for it to be a little more challenging when we're standing to have a soft belly than when we're laying down or sitting. But it's just a matter of practicing and learning it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's really the thing with Qigong, or with, you know, developing a meditative state of mind. Well, you know, you want to be able to embody that in increasingly difficult situations.
It took me
And
quite a
that's really
while.
the test. Yeah.
It took me quite a while to get good at relaxing my belly while sitting, while meditating. So
Yeah.
that
We're
was
taught in this culture to pull our belly in and to be stiff all the time.
right, right.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Yeah, please.
Uh, Thank you so much. I'm so glad I found you. I thought that was quite lovely. And I have an obvious question, curiosity. I'm I'm sure there's a story to why you chose these three particular, or chose the movements that you, practices that you did. I I I'm I wonder what that is. If you were trying to find balance to various things through different movements, or if you could tell me the story behind why these practices that you did tonight make a whole for someone.
Right, right. Really excellent. Yeah. So just so the verticality, okay, so the philosophy, or the what's behind it, is that each one of us is sort of this array, if you will, of some vast light.
Mhm.
And so each one of us is an individual, very clearly. It's true. And that verticality, coming into awareness of that we are rooted in the earth because we're in bodies, and we're connected to the ancestors. And at the same time, we're connected to all that is. So that's the verticality. And that gives us strength and purpose and presence. So there's that. But to just teach that, um, well, martial arts teaches that. That's what martial arts is doing, really. Breathing Earth Qigong is also teaching that we're one with all that is, and that we're not separate, that our bodies are porous, literally, that our minds are porous, and that everything is connected into one thing, and we can experience that directly. So, so that's the yin and the yang. It's
Okay.
exactly what you're pointing to. So whenever there's a practice, there needs to be the balance to that practice, at least in the way that this is taught. You know, so you know, we can get very spaced out, and we can really do that to ourselves. We can move ourselves into a very expanded state of consciousness, which is wonderful. But we also have to embody that, you know, right here, and how we relate to each other and what we're doing in the world. So we need both. And so if you sort of, maybe you go through this, some of those movements and postures were meant to bring us into that verticality, that strength, and some were meant to expand us. So if that answers your question.
It
But
does. It does. Thank you very much.
yeah, it's, you know, it's the fundamentals, the yin and the yang, that's really fundamental to Taoism. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? It's a little warm in this room.
That
Todd,
sun was awfully bright.
yeah, you taking off, Todd?
Dinner time.
Okay, okay, all
Not
right.
much to report about birds. They're all nesting and molting. So
Okay, okay. All right, thank you. So, Beth, see you. Thank you all for joining. So, yeah, Lavinia, I guess you probably know. I don't know how you connected to this.
Yes, there, another of your students, we shared a class, a meditation class, and I was looking for a Qigong teacher, and she sent me you as a reference, and she
Oh,
said,
okay,
oh, so you have to try. He's wonderful.
okay,
I'll show you her name in a second. Um,
okay, okay, great.
she
Well,
might be
welcome.
she might be on the class tonight, but hiding. I don't see her here, so.
Okay, all right, great. Well, that's fine. So we meet every Wednesday, 6 to 7, and I mentioned the archive of all the videos, and that's available. And then twice a year, at least, we have a retreat where we practice for 4 hours, and it's a way to really deepen the practice. Uh, uh, but otherwise, I've been on vacation for a month, so I'm kind of back, you know. So I'll be here in a week, and yeah, good to be
Thank you.
back. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is wonderful. You're excellent rhythm and communicator. It was
Thank you.
I, I'm so overjoyed to find you. So
Oh,
have a good
great.
one.
I'm so glad. All right. See you, everybody.
Thanks, Stephen.
All right. Have a good night.